Hello there people, thanks for tuning in. It's Meow here and we are back to finish off this All Out War number 4, and this will be act number 2 on our way to get ourselves an elite character token, also a 2-star trainer Bert. Now more than anything I'm looking forward to this elite token. With all elite tokens comes the hope that you might actually pull a 5, but I have yet to actually pull a 5-star from an elite token. I know a few people that have got lucky and pulled a few, but my luck in regards to elite tokens is pretty much nil. Anytime I pull a 4-star is a miracle, so the 5 stars are far and few for me in regards to elite tokens. Can get them everywhere else but the elite tokens. But basically we're just moving on here to stage number 6. We've got the exact same zombie killing team, and that's led by Ezekiel there with the plus 24 crit for all melees, and then we just got Herschel, Krista, Aaron and Rod backing him up. Now just right here now we're going to actually see Herschel's rush come into action, which was the revival. As you just seen, he just revived Aaron with 60% of his health. Pretty much his lead rush is like a smell and salt. Essentially it's like bringing a smell and salt to a stage, but it's in his rush, and he actually revives to 60% rather than the 50%. So in a sense he's sort of got that. He's a hitter and a healer, but he's better than a hitter and a healer. He's a hitter and a reviver. Always hear me go on about my Jesus, who is a hitter and a healer. Essentially Herschel is a hitter and a reviver, which is really nice. I'm currently trying to get him up to get him into my defense team alongside Ezekiel and Shiva and a few other characters, Jesus and things like that. He will absolutely be brutal. Currently I'm trying to set him up in my defense team with a shielder, so we'll have a shielder in there, and hopefully by the time they kill my shielder he should be ready to go off, having that fast AP and revive the shielder, and then they'll have to start all over again. So either way it's going to be fairly time consuming for them trying to beat me, or it's going to time out basically before they can beat me if he keeps reviving that shielder for me. Eventually I'm hoping to get a Lee shielder. I do only have the Garrett, so eventually when I can get Lee, then I'll have the 2 shielders, which will make it that bit more harder with him sitting in behind them. Hopefully he can just keep reviving at least one of them at a time, and that would mean it was just going to be really time consuming trying to beat my defense team, but we'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know how effective it is having him sitting behind a shielder and reviving there. But like I said, he's an absolutely brutal player with that rush. You know, he's a hitter and a reviver. That's like the next step up from a hitter and a healer, such as Jesus, Dwight and things like that. Essentially it's like I said, it's like having a smell and salt, but you can't bring smell and salts into raids, so the best thing you got in regards to that is his rush with that smelling salt basically like ability, and it's even better because it does the extra 10% HP. He also has that execution thing, which you've seen throughout these stages, where if a character is below 20%, he will actually execute them rather than you having to hit through them with a couple of plays, which is nice. So all in all, I'm actually pretty excited about the new Hersh. He's a really nice character to have, and I can't wait to throw him into that defense team and actually, I guess, sort of see how effective he is against some of these players, and whether he can amp me up to a few more defends. I actually get quite a lot of defends right now, so I'm wondering if a few of those players that are finding ways around my defense team with him getting put in there will actually struggle once again. But we'll see. Now we're down to the stage 8. These guys have hit their way through fairly comfortable. Only had that one loss of life with Aaron there, and then it wasn't too much of a hassle, too bad, because we had Hersh who just revived him back up again. So it was sort of nice. I was hoping that at some point during these acts that one of my teammates would die, so I could show you that Herschel rush in action and that revival, which is an absolute, I guess, game changer to have that sort of rush in the game. Shielders have been the very overpowering in nature of this game in regards to characters. You know, that makes a defense team an average defense team essentially quite nice and quite brutal to deal with, and I think it's going to be the same with Herschel. He's going to make a quite nice team that 10 times better with that revival, and especially if you can team him up with a shielder, I think it will be that bit more harder. But I'll experiment around a bit with him and my defense team, and I'll sort of let you in on how they're going and how he's working out with them shielders and things like that. But we'll just finish off these stages here. Like I said, these guys alongside Aaron's Rush there with a plus 30 crit have been making the headshots. The only problem with an all melee team in regards to these stages is when they get stuck behind these barriers, these zombies, they get stuck behind the barriers, and sometimes you've got to wait a few goes for them to come through, so it sort of extends your time of those stages that you've got to sit there hitting through the people, because unfortunately we do not have a skip button yet in this thing. Sort of like No Man's Land where they have the skip button or the end turn button, you can do something like that. We don't have an end turn button here, so you got to hit your way through like here until the zombie comes out from behind the barrier, and then finally get your chance to kill him. But that is stage 8 done and dusted, and that will be the finish of Act 2. Whether they bring out another all-out war, I'm not even going to guess because I've been wrong so far. So we'll get through these storylines. Don't blow it, Eugene. So there's Elite Character Token, Bert, and a few supply points. As always, guys, thanks for watching.